Hey everybody, welcome back. It's in the 80s up here today. It is so hot. Been trying to get some things done, getting more water up into here for us to be able to water the garden. And if you haven't seen the garden before, if you're new, my last video, and I'll put it at the end of this, I give you a tour of the garden. But I got tomatoes in there as tall as I am. My beans, I think they grew 6 inches overnight. I'll show you a picture here I just took this morning when we got here. Yesterday I put those 2 long ropes up, the thicker ropes, and the beans are already at the top of those. So needless to say, my garden's doing good. But since it's so hot today, instead of cooking, I did use the stove a few minutes ago, and I boiled my pasta because I'm going to make a cold pasta salad, Tex-Mex pasta salad. And I did boil the pasta a little bit. I had to boil it off and let it cool down because you don't want to use the hot pasta in the dish. So I'm going to go ahead and get together some of my ingredients. And we're just going to put them all in this one bowl and put it together. So I've got this was a 16-ounce box of rotini. I thought it was weird. I started to grab the colored rotini and noticed it was the same price and it was only 12 ounces and this was 16 ounces. So that's kind of strange that they're changing the price on that. And get the spoon to get this all together with. Soon I'll be able to walk right back there and get all these things, the tomatoes, the onions, and the peppers, but they're not here yet. I did take a picture of one of my purple tomatoes, grape tomatoes. I'll put a picture of that right here too. It's starting to turn, so it's a black tomato. I'm not sure the name of it, but they're starting to turn. So I'm starting to get my ingredients, or my fruits of my labor. Can't even talk today. So I'm just going to take a red pepper and slice around here. Get it all. And I got me a little bucket back here. Everything in here is going into the compost. Last time I did this, some of it got thrown away. I realized I put it in a bag. So I'm putting it in that way so I don't mess it up and not get it in my compost. Now I'm going to go ahead and just slice this up. And if you haven't done peppers before, or if you have, don't cut them with the shiny side, the waxy side up, because you're likely to, well, this knife's not going to leave that. They just slice right through that. You'll slip and you can cut yourself. So always put the waxy side down. Yeah, I'm using my cumin knife. I'm loving this thing. And we're just going to dice this up. So we got one bell pepper. I got an orange one. I want a little bit of color in here. And we've got a can of corn. I'm using Mom's canned sweet corn. And an onion. I usually put a purple onion in here, but today I ended up just getting a white onion. I was looking through the store. I couldn't see any purple ones that look good. So let's get this all diced up here. And you can dice this in whatever sizes you want in your salad. I always try to make it about half the size of my pasta. Unless it's a little macaroni pasta, then you're not going to get too much smaller. You're going to mince. Hear my birds out here? They're all screaming for food. I think I told you in the last video I had to go buy new bird feeders because of the squirrels, and I hung one up right over there to y'all's left. Came back yesterday and the squirrel had got down on the bottom of it. I don't know how he did it. Chewed out the bottom of the bird feeder, all the seed on the ground. I put a different one up. I've hung it on wire now. I'm going to get Grandpa's squirrel getter, and I'm going to get that squirrel. We're going to have some fried squirrel because I'm about over him. There we go. And I'm using a sweet onion so it's not as, right in your face and hot. Let's get the skin off here. Like I said, yesterday we got to get the water up here. I don't know if you can see it a little bit here to my right, your left. We got a nice little screened in canopy. The bugs are starting to get a little crazy up here. The mosquitoes and the gnats. The flies were getting bad. And I bought these, I'm not sure if you can see it back here on the corner. It's a fly bag. And they work amazing. I've got like 4 of them like right here in this area. And the flies just have, those bags are full. That's how I know they're working. You look in there and the bags are full of dead flies, and at the top, full of flies flying around. So if you guys have a fly problem, I'll put a link down below. This is a picture of the bag right here that I ordered. I didn't have much hope, right, because I know how bad the flies are up here, but I could not believe how full those bags were of flies. I'm not going to show you that picture because it's kind of nasty. You know what? I think half an onion's going to get it. I'll save this other half for another deal. So I'm just going to pull this. You know what? Let's do the chicken first. You can use any kind of chicken you want. You can use canned chicken, cold chicken that you did the day before. We had grilled chicken, and I'm just going to use it instead of getting rid of it. I already sliced it, and I'm just going to cut this up, put it in here. Like I said, you can use your canned chicken. The rotisserie chicken would be good. Just if you get the rotisserie chicken or using your own made chicken, let it cool down so you're not putting it in hot into the dish. And I like a little bit of a chunk of my chicken in there. Put this in. We're going to fill this bowl fast. I needed a bigger bowl, but if so, we're in trouble because this is the only one I brought from the camper. We're hoping to be up here in a couple weeks. We talked to the electric company, and they can drop the line a couple different places. Now we just got to figure out where our electrician says is the best place for it, so we can get it. Once the electric's up, I'm up here. Because I'm tired of, oh, poor chicken. Let's put that over there. Lost two. Lost a couple pieces. Gotta get that up so the critters don't smell it. Put this over here. Now I'm just gonna bring this together. Get it mixed a little bit. And then to this, I'm going to save this bowl because I'm going to make the dressing that goes on top of it in there. Like I said, this is Mom's canned corn. I already drained it. Now what might be good, I should have just turned on that cast iron and charred up the corn a little bit. That would have really been tasty. Get that in there. I need some herbs. Be right back. I'm going next, right behind me here in the garden, get me some herbs. So let's get some herbs. The only ones I need right now. We'll get some oregano. And these I've already dried. I'll have to show you guys the jar. I've been drying those already because they're so big. And over here, let's get some parsley, you know, to make it pretty. Oops. Parsley down. Okay, let's get back to cooking. All right. So now we're going to need that cutting board back. Cut up this oregano. And I'm going to save the parsley to decorate after a bit. I am so in love with walking back there and getting what I want to cook with. Before long, I'm going to have it all going. I'll get my tomatoes. Right over here to the left, my right, we're going to have chickens. Those are my egg layers. I'm going to have some ladies in there for egg laying. And I'm going to get some silkies. They're more for fun, but they lay eggs too. And if I want them to hatch any eggs for my egg layers, I can use them because silkies love to be broody. They love hatching eggs. And then somewhere out in there, we'll have some meat chickens. I'd say that. I said that at work the other day, and a couple of them panicked because they're going to kill chickens. I was like, yeah, got to eat. People don't know where their food comes from, and they're just in the dark. So let me get this all stripped off. I've been drying this, like I told you in there. I've already been drying. I got a bunch of jars already dried up. And I'm just going to keep doing that all summer. Alright. That's good. I want some color in there. Get all that in. Okay, I think now I can get rid of this for a little while. Put all these in the compost. And I guess I'm getting it back. I forgot we got the tomatoes. And I'm just using cherry tomatoes. I'm just going to half them. I don't think I have anything that could do Mom's little trick with a lid. That would be a lot quicker and easier. I've already rinsed these off and put them in this bowl, so they're not dirty. And for all of you that are panicking out there, I can hear you already. You just cut chicken on the same board you're cutting up your vegetables with. Yeah, I did. Chicken was fully cooked. It wasn't raw chicken. There's no salmonella happening over here. But I appreciate you being all worried about it. I get so many people worried about different things, how many spoons I use and how I cut things, and you know, whatever works for you works for you. If it doesn't work for you and you don't like me doing it, I'm sorry, but this is just the way I do it. And then I'll come up here. If it doesn't rain, I'll come up Tuesday or Wednesday to water. But if it does rain, I won't have to worry about it. And just come on Thursday and see how it turns out. I'm thinking by Thursday I may have a couple of ripe tomatoes in there, just cherry tomatoes, not the Cherokee purple or the other large tomatoes I have. All right. Now the tomatoes are done. We're going to get the herbs and the tomatoes mixed into this mess. Looking good. It's already colorful. All right. Now we're going to make the dressing that's going to go over top of it. You're going to use about 1.5 cups of ranch dressing. This is buttermilk ranch. If you want to use the spicy ranch, you can do that. You can spice it up however you want. But we're going to use about 1.5 cups of it. And that looks about it. My guesstimation says that's about it. And then we're going to use about 1 cup of salsa. Let me shake this up. Get some of that stuff in there. And probably about a teaspoon of chili powder. And same amount of paprika. This is smoked paprika. And about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of cumin, depending on how you like it, the flavor of it. And I like just a little bit of spice, so I'm just going to put a pinch of red pepper flakes in here. Take that top off. Maybe a little bit more. Now, when you first make this, those red pepper flakes, you might get one a little bit hot, but if you let it sit and tomorrow you eat it, the juices are going to get out in there, and it's going to get a little bit more hot for you. I'm just going to use a fork, bring this all together. All right, and hiding over here, I'm embarrassed. It's my black beans. I didn't put them in yet. I couldn't find my can opener. You guys saw me in the last video. I have my can opener here, and I cannot find it anywhere. So I get a little crazy with my tools, and I got it open. So I drained the black beans. I rinsed the black beans, and I try not to cut myself. I'm gonna push that back down in there now, so I don't pick this up and cut myself. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. So there's the beans. Now let's just get this sauce poured right over top of it. This is going to be nice. Nice cool dish up here. Sit down and relax before I get back to work. And you can change this up if you want. You can put pinto beans in there. You can put butter beans in there. Any kind of beans you want. Change up the flavors. If you didn't want more Tex-Mex, leave out the salsa. Use some sour cream or some mayonnaise and just different herbs and spices. Just an easy cold salad you can throw together and keep in the fridge, and it's just ready for you. Up here, I'm just going to eat it before I get back to work. Get all these together. It would be better tomorrow after it sits in the refrigerator and lets all these flavors marry together. But I ain't got time for that. I'm hungry. Got work to do. Got to get this stuff cleaned up before Mom comes up here and tells me how I'm doing it wrong. And showing me how to do it right. Not that she's bossy. Oops. Food overboard. That can go into the compost. All right. All mixed together. Let's get my parsley. Take that off a little bit. Oops, wrong side. There we go. All right. Did I tell you guys I love this knife? It's going in my set when I get the cabin built. Okay, there we go. Just decorate it up really pretty. And then let me dish me up a bowl. I'm starting to do like Mom. I totally forgot to put the cheese in there. I don't know how I could forget the cheese. The cheese is the best part. Well, kind of. You can put as much in here. My recipe calls for about a cup of cheese. So I got some cheddar here. I might put a little bit more than a cup. I'm always leaving something out. And it's sitting right here in front of me, and I'm I'm listening to the birds. I'm smelling food. I'm hungry. And I'm forgetting to do it. But I will put the entire recipe, including the cheese and the black beans, down below in the description. I also put it on my website, gregs-kitchen.com, so you guys can find it there. Any of you that's new, and there's a lot of you new, we just topped 20,000 people. I think we're at 21,000 people now. And it was just, I feel like a month ago I was saying I can't wait to get to 10,000. But we are at 21,000 people. So there are a lot of new people out there. And for you newbies, I'm at Cumberlachia. That's our little farmstead in the Cumberland Mountains, the Appalachian Mountains. We kind of combine the Cumberland Mountains and the Appalachian together and make Cumberlachia. That's the name of our farmstead. So, where's my fork? So we're going to be moving up here soon. Right now staying in my camper off property. But hopefully we'll get the electric on a week or two. We'll be up here and getting a lot more done a lot faster. So that looks a lot better with the cheese, doesn't it? All right. Let me get a bowl here because I'm hungry. Now, if you wanted to make this vegetarian, you could leave the chicken out. You could use tofu. I don't know why you would. But you could do that if you want vegetarian. But I like my meat, so I'm going to get it this way. I'm just going to use the same fork I stirred that up with. First thing I tasted was the buttermilk. I like that buttermilk ranch. And then I can taste the salsa and paprika. This is delicious, nice, cool, easy to throw together. Whatever's fresh in your garden, you can throw into it once everything's fresh. But give this one a try. Like I said, I'll put the recipe down below. If you guys have any questions, just leave them down below in the comments. And we'll see you next time. Maybe in Cumberlachia, maybe back in the camper. I'm not sure. Y'all take care. Love you, and God bless. Bye-bye.